Hello, welcome to the presentation of White Sails Inn and Suites. This presentation is brought to you by the management team Ryan, Manraj, and Gurpreet. We're really excited to show you what we've done with the hotel over the past 2 years. On to our vision and our mission. So our mission of this hotel is to provide a monumental experience to our visitors one individual at a time. And our vision is to establish a remarkable waterfront hospitality facility where visitors feel like they're at home. And our slogan for this is, everybody needs a home for the night. This brings us to our operations plan. To start off a look at the operations plan, we're going to take a dive into the financials. So we forecasted our GOP for year 1 to be 25% and for year 2 to be 31%. In reality, this ended up being 39.52% for year 1 and 37.33% in year 2. Our occupancy rate that we forecasted was going to be 80% for year 1 and 85% for year 2. However, this ended up being 80.51% for both years 1 and 2 of our operations. The ADR that we expected for year 1 was going to be $163 and for 2, $172. This ended up being $210 for year 1 and $216 for year 2.
Finally, onto our RevPAR. Our RevPAR, we forecasted $135 for year 1 and $145 for year 2. In reality, this ended up being $146 for year 1 and $172 for year 2.
Moving on to our customer feedback, we received a lot over the past 2 years. So to start off, we received a lot of customer feedback when it came to our facilities, services, marketing, and advertising. We really struggled in those 4 categories starting off. However, over time, we've gradually improved on those facilities. And as you can see, the transition towards the end. Now moving on to the non-financial targets of our operating plan. First up, we have customer satisfaction. At White Sails Inn and Suites, our primary goal is to have the facilities and services to satisfy the needs of our guests. This ended up being the case in terms of services, however, facilities is something we could have improved on. For quality of the establishment, we set a goal out to set up a hotel with high quality refurbishment and high quality services. And we're proud to say that we managed to do both of those. Finally, we have our employees. Our employees are individuals who help us accomplish our goals and support the relationship with our guests. And in doing so, we want to offer them the most competitive wages that we can and many incentives to work at our location. And we're proud to say that we have been able to do both of those. We have an almost zero turnover rate amongst our employees, and we also have a 100% satisfaction rate amongst them all. Moving on to our customer feedback, we received a lot over the past 2 years. So to start off, we received a lot of customer feedback when it came to our facilities, services, marketing, and advertising. We really struggled in those 4 categories starting off. However, over time, we've gradually improved on those facilities. And as you can see, the transition towards the end of our 2-year takeover, that the last thing we received any negative criticism on was the facilities. And that's something we want to work on improving in the future. Moving on to the loan repayment. So at the start, we owed $19,250,000 to the bank at 6% interest, and we had $320,000 in the bank. As you can see, we started to chip away at this in year 1. At the end of that, we only owed $17,046,805 to the bank, and we had $679,667 in the bank. Furthermore, on to year 2, we chipped away and got it all the way down to $13,202,774. And we wish to continue this process till we eventually get it down to zero. So next up, we're going to look at the net profits, and we really want to take a deep dive into this and talk about this because it shows the overall profit that the hotel has been making. So before we took over the hotel, the net profits were 279,531 for that year. A year after taking over the hotel, we managed to raise our net profit up to 3,005,075. Furthermore, the second year, once we took over the hotel, we raised the net profits up to 3,380,790. Now it's time to look at our competition and how we did. So first off, we have our reputation, and our reputation kind of sits along the 94% throughout the end of year two, and it hovers in the same category as our competition, and we're proud of that. In addition to this, we look at our guest rooms, and you notice that we are in the middle of the pack when it comes to guest rooms. Along with our competition, we didn't stray too far from high price, high quality, low price, low quality. And furthermore, if we look at our meetings and events, we're in that same category. We're at the middle of the pack with everybody else. And we didn't stray too far, which we're happy about. However, we could have improved on that a bit more. And finally, if we look at our food and beverage, we stayed within that same category as the pack, just hovering in the middle, and we're happy about that. So now let's look at what we would have done differently if we had the opportunity to take over a hotel again. So first up, we're going to talk about the facilities. Now, the facilities, we we didn't invest that much into them, especially the boat dock and the marina, and we ended up getting a nightclub towards the end. However, we made the mistake of holding off on getting those other facilities, and we really paid for it. We would get constant notes from customers and customer feedback saying that we don't have the facilities that they require, and that was something that we thought we could overlook and focus on other aspects of the business. However, in the end, it did end up causing some grief for us. Next up would be the food and beverage quality. This is something that we struggled with on and off throughout the 2 years we took over the hotel, and we managed to finally get a hold of the food and beverage quality towards the end of our second year of running the hotel. However, uh, it definitely in the first year and creeping up in parts of the second year, this would be an issue for us. Next up would be the RFPs. For RFPs, we really didn't bid on too many of them because we were focused on other aspects of our business, and the team the team thinks we lost out on a lot of revenue. Looking back at this, and if we had the opportunity to change this, we would have, and we would have bid on more RFPs. And finally, risks. We didn't take that many risks with this hotel over the past 2 years compared to other hotels within our competitive set, and that really showed. We ended up placing six overall, and we, the team, believe if we took more risks associated with the facilities, the RFPs, and even getting services into the hotel sooner rather than later, we would have been able to up our overall standings with the hotel. So those are a few things that we would have changed, given the chance to do this over again.